The other question that came up there was GARS quote dropped because P price dropped with the rally in canola and the wheat. Are we going to requote? The answer is yes. So we have to kind of run on the most current reality of commodity prices. Last week, green peas dropped like $3 a bushel. So we had to reset our quotes based on that reality until we see some signals that it's going to be stronger. But with canola and wheat and lentils being stronger, we get new price lists as often as we need to, but we'll get a new price list probably today, and we will requote a bunch of farms based on the most recent commodity price intelligence that we get. We pay a third party to provide us with that intelligence, so it's not my best guess at commodity prices. I'm paying third parties to help us guess what the price will be next fall. It's not a futures price, it's an estimate of next fall's price.
But the takeaway from that, Dave, is if you're comfortable and you've made the decision you're going to take the GARS, then you better pull the trigger quick. How long do people have between when you send it and close?
Well, and this is based on the market reality that we live in. Back in the old days, we used to give guys 2 weeks, but we were living in this dreamland where commodity prices didn't move $3 a bushel in a single day because of geopolitics and tariffs. And so now the quote is the quote, and you essentially have until basically the end of the day. If overnight something happens and then in the morning I got to slam the door shut, I got to slam the door shut. So there is some risk when you receive a quote to sit on it and wait. If something happens in the meantime that dramatically impacts prices, we would need to react, and those quotes would no longer be valid, unfortunately. We did that last year with the Chinese tariffs, over the weekend, and we honored the quotes that were before the tariff that were in the hopper, but everything that came in the door after the Chinese tariffs got put on the weekend, we weren't able to honor, and that's we got to protect the capital of the reinsurers that back us. So it is an unfortunate reality of private insurance versus government insurance, is that we have to be concerned about profitability. But part of that is be ready to make your decision. So when you make that decision and you call the office and say, I want to buy, you're locked in, your insurance is locked in. As long as you've made that call before something weird happens. And unfortunately, we're living in a world where weird things are happening more frequently than they were maybe 5 years ago. So that decision-making process is get all of your information in front of you, get your quote, and if you like it, lock it down. Right now, with I'd say some strong canola numbers, lentils are up a bit, wheat's up a bit. We've got some strong quotes out in the marketplace relative to traditional crop insurance because they set their prices back in January. And I'd say our quotes look pretty good. We're insuring 80, 85, 90. I think this week we'll be staring down, maybe up to, 90 some percent of farms' projected revenue based on these commodity prices that we're sitting in front of this week.
Thanks so much. Any big takeaway, Jake? What's your big insight from today?
I'd really like to get a copy of David's spreadsheets. I think that would be
I'm on the other side of Jake on that, and as an advisor to young farms, don't spend 700 hours of your life trying to learn Sully's spreadsheets. Just go pay Evan Schauder or one of the GARS folks for 2 hours of their time. Not everyone's wired like Dave and Jake. So
crop. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Dean and Jake. And I'm going to keep Dave on just to answer a few more questions and wrap it up. But for anybody who's leaving the call, biggest takeaway from Andy Keene, know your numbers. If you're not confident in certain fields, pay someone to help you, to your point, Dean. And confidence is gained in getting that info, and better decisions will be made, leading to better farm profits and sustainability. I love it. Thank you, Andy. We were chatting last night about it.
But I cut Jake off. I cut Jake off on the spreadsheet thing. He didn't get his. What's your summary, Jake?
Actually, I think Dan just said it. I think it's just know your numbers and know what your options are. I think that's the takeaway.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for coming on. Just going to keep Dave for a couple more minutes, just to get a few more questions answered here. It is a workshop. And for everybody that joined but has to leave now, thank you so much. I appreciate your attendance.